design too. Look at how I'm styling. Ninja's never been a match for me. I'm never ever bowing. If they drown, let them drown. It ain't no hand I shout.
Yeah, thank you for bringing me on, man.
All right, man, appreciate that. So, being a sneakerhead, and I remember back in like the mid-2000s, man, you were on like a sneaker run. You were wearing everything. I mean, like, we saw you out there in designers. You were wearing Heat. I know you're a big sneakerhead, so what is like your favorite sneaker all time?
All time?
Yeah.
Whew. I mean, of course, Jordans, are, the go-to Jordan shoe or, sneaker for basketball. I'm a Penny Hardaway fan, so all the Penny Hardaway shoes is A1. Mine, of course. And right now I'm into the James Hardens. So
can we find you? I want the NBA Live shoe that you had.
So funny is, if you go to China, you'll find them because that's where my shoe sold out the most.
Yeah.
It sold out in China. Nobody realized the wave I was on when I was designing my shoe. And I came out with the Gil 2.0s where it was 20 different colorways. This is before colorways was allowed.
Yep.
It's either the black shoe or the white. And I started putting colors in it and making them all freaky. And then I think the NBA seen how much it sold, because back then I was getting fined, or they were trying to fine me for every time I wore an off-brand color in the game. So wearing an orange shoe and wearing all these freaky colors, they were trying to fine me for it. Now it's allowed. And then now the shoe game has realized kids like variety. They love different color shoes. They want to be different. So now you have, the KDs coming out different colors. You see what Nike's doing with, Kyrie's shoe. You're collabing and doing all this. I did that in 07. That was the point of it, collabing with different companies, with Coca-Cola, with Benihana's, with Microsoft, NBA Live, Slam Magazine. You create your own shoe. We sell it in different markets. Let the kids buy it up. It was only for sneakerheads, and I think Nike took the concept, and that's what they're running with.
All right, so one thing I do like, I love the podcast. I love what you do on social media. You're very active with fans and stuff, and you always make a point of bringing. You like to do things with like the past NBA and the present NBA. And I just want you to clarify with the fans. Like, I always hear this: well, the guys now or the guys in the 2000s can play against the guys in the 90s. Could you clarify that and let people know that's just a really bad myth that people have?
Okay, we're supposed to stay in our own area,
Yeah.
our own years, our own decades. Like, that's number one. Players stay in their own decade. Stop trying to jump through other decades and say you can do this. Obviously, the newer decade can jump in the past decade because we're bigger, stronger, faster. So that's not fair. But if we're stronger, bigger, faster, obviously you can't jump in this decade. But there's also transitional players. So somebody like Wilt, who's amongst the greats, bigger than, stronger than everybody in his decade, he still translates to this one. You have Michael Jordan translate. You have, obviously, Shaq can run through any era. But there's also some greats that just can't because your skill was only for that era. If you was a 6'7" power forward weighing 210, that's a guard now. So your skill set, like somebody like Dennis Rodman, your skill set of brute strength, trying to, hold defenders in, that's not this style anymore. So your perfection of what you did in that game, in that era, you can't translate it here because that's not how that's played. So you saying you're gonna stop Draymond Green, he doesn't post up. So he does pick and roll, pick and pop, pick and drive. That's not your skill set. You cannot defend that because most of the time you're gonna be sticking Curry. So it's like, just stop jumping, stay great in your era, and we would never have these discussions. But like somebody like Magic Johnson, 6'9" point guard. He goes through any era because it's not seen. Penny Hardaway, 6'7" point guard, who has bounce. Any era. Even someone like Tony Kukoc, 6'11", stretch 4. That's this era. So even somebody like him, where you don't even think about it, he transcends to this era because it's not, it's different. It's mostly like the centers, and like I look at it like this: the centers from the 90s, 80s, they dominate this era because these centers don't score. Our power forwards now are the scoring machine. Well, our power forwards dominate that era because back then it was a brute guy that was like Oakley, 6'6", 6'7", playing brute, just straight defense because he was the opposite of the 5-man. So he played the defense and did all the brute and all the fouling. Well, when Shaq came in the league, the future of the big man was scared, so they ran to the 4-man position. And that's where the 4-man became 7 foot. Because they get to go against Oakley and not Shaq and Alonzo Mourning and Patrick Ewing.
So the KG and Dirk.
Yeah, so the Dirk and KG and those guys, they went to the 4 position to dominate that position. And that's where our 5-man fell off because it's our 4-man that was supposed to be in the future 5. So like Tim Duncan, 4. All these guys went to the 4 instead of being the 5.
All right, so one iconic moment that everybody brings up from your basketball history is the infamous Kobe game.
Mm-hmm.
When you look back at that, how iconic do you realize that moment is? Because like you went toe-to-toe with one of the greatest scorers of all time. And you pretty much, we got it on record, you outplayed him and you got some big moments. So what do you think about that?
I mean, it's iconic for me because it's in LA. I'm a Valley kid and that's who we grew up on. But you gotta remember, I'm studying him, so I know his flaws, I know his weakness, I know what he can't do against me. So all I had to do is stay in my zone of scoring against him. Like I know with Kobe, he's more a machine, so I can't do the same thing twice. So from there, I have to have an all-around game. So I shoot the 3 this time. Next time, I got to pump fake a drive. Next time, I got to pump fake drive step back. You know, I can't really try to beat him with the same move every single time because he's too smart. You know, and then it was just my night.
Last question, Big 3. Obviously, Big 3 has a different kind of vibe to it compared to the NBA. What are some of the best things about the Big 3 outside of being on the court just in the 3-on-3 game? What do you think that the NBA could implement that the Big 3 does?
2 different styles. You know, it's just 2 different styles of basketball. You know, you can't try to say, all right, the NBA, you take something from it. It's just 2 different styles. This is more of a street ball 3-on-3 type of, you know, feel to it. It brings you back to growing up, you know, but you know, growing up you're 18, 17, 19, so you can take those hits. When you get a little bit older, it's like, that actually hurts. You know, so, you know, the concept is brilliant. There's gonna always be retired players. There's gonna always be guys who can still play, that still wants to play. So, and we don't have to bang and put too much, you know, damage on our knees. So I'm glad I got to experience it now all winter, spring and fall. I get to train for next season and know how to train for next season.